Hello, welcome to game 2 of my match against Folivora. I won the first game as first player, which is good. It's always good to keep your first player up. These are 4-game matches in the Big Games tournament. We're playing a Swiss-style tournament, which is a very good form of the tournament. I like it a lot. It makes scheduling a little bit more difficult when you have to make sure to schedule your games on time. But beyond that, it quickly lets you get to competitive games, and in theory, you're always able to play good competitive games throughout the bracket, whether you do good or bad, win or lose. It'll be interesting with these 4-game matches, and so some people will be on 4-0, 3-1, 2.5, 2-2, how that actually shakes out. Since this is the first time I've done one of these with respect to Dominion. There's no trashing here at all, and there is junking with Witch. So, in theory, you might just want to play Witch money. Does Crossroads help you do anything? It doesn't seem like it does. Seaway on Crossroads, Seaway on Poachers. It seems like you're just going to get flooded with curses by Witch. You can add, I guess, some actions, but like Fool's Golds don't seem reasonable because you're not going to be able to put together enough Fool's Golds to get to Province with all the curses and coppers still. I mean, there's a village, and then Crossroads, and then underneath the Settlers is a bustling village, but it seems like by the time you get to that, you're going to have so many witch curses that it's not going to work. So I'm gonna go silver and do some kind of witch money strategy. They went silver poacher, which makes sense a little bit. I guess like if you're playing a witch money strategy, the poacher can be sad. Plus the curse pile is going to empty pretty quickly. Maybe they're doing a different strategy. Poacher silvers, I think I saw these stats earlier today, slightly more likely to hit 5 once, and it increases your odds of hitting 5 at least once, but it decreases your odds of hitting 5 twice. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to get a second witch here. Obviously, I want to add golds to the deck, but I think the deck's going to be big enough that I need the second witch. I'm less likely to hit 5, I think, anywhere throughout this shuffle, as this is $6 of money, and I have total in my deck 13, so I've only got 7 money, 9 cards. Although if I draw my witch, I've got a decent chance with looking at 6 cards of hitting again. But the second witch. They went with Seaway on Settlers, so they're playing a little bit more varied strategy than I'm playing. And obviously, if you can draw your Crossroads at the top, although they didn't draw with money, so that's nice. So we've each given out 1 curse. They've moved through their shuffle a little more than I have expected. Witch attacked here. Yeah, so I'm going to be a little bit behind on the cursing, based on the way the shuffles have played out. But I'm second player, so that's a little bit expected. Get a gold. I'm just concerned that the way they built their deck, they are going to be drawing a lot of actions dead with Witch. And I mean, the Settlers is going to get them coppers, but the curse pile is going to empty soon. And it seems like it's going to be quite difficult for them to get their engine running. I've got 5, which is sort of a tough decision point. I do have another Witch in the bottom, so I think I'm just going to get another silver. As bad as that feels, I don't think the plus buy is going to be super useful because the it's just going to be really hard to hit high price points. Like you're never going to hit really more than 8, and if you hit like 6, you could get 2. Settlers Poacher or something. It doesn't feel like the greatest hand. I'm behind in cursing 4-2. It looks like, and this witch has missed the shuffle. I do have more money in my deck, but being down on the curses feels a little rough. We'll see if I'm able to come back from that. I assume this will be like 2 more Settlers, and they're just going for the bustlings. Leads me to think I might want to stop and contest the bustling villages if I actually think that that's super strong. Okay, they went with Haunted Woods. Haunted Woods, what is that doing for them? They have 3 terminals, 2 witches. Haunted Wood, they're going to probably get a Settlers soon. And the curse pile's emptying. in theory, like the bustling village pile is going to empty, and then duchies. I'm gonna just keep getting money in my deck. I'm feeling good about that. We'll see what they buy here. So I've got the Haunted Woods intact, but it seems worth it to get a gold. If I had 5, I would definitely consider Seawaying for the bustling village. But I'm pretty happy to get a gold, even if it does cost me 1 card draw the next turn with the curse. They should have a pretty nice turn here with the Haunted Woods draw coming in. And probably they'll be able to buy Settler's Bustling Village. No, they only have 6. So this is somewhat what I expected. They have another witch in there, and they've got estates and curses. These decks are kind of rough right now with the size of the decks and exactly what's happening. I think I'm just going to grab a Crossroads on my turn. I can always play it as Way of the Mole. Although I'm not doing much with a 2-card hand, but I'm also not doing very much with the 3-card hand. But I'm not doing much with the 5-card hand either. There's a bit of a high roll with the Crossroads, I guess, and I'm never lying with states, so I think I'm just passing turn here. Now I just start greening. I buy provinces when I have a chance to buy provinces, and maybe if I hit 5 a couple times, I'll grab a couple bustling villages just to deny that pile. Yeah, I lost the Witch Split 6-4, which is, I guess, as second player, you expect somewhat to lose at 5-5. They just got a Crossroads. So they're having some bad turns in here. Yeah, it's consistent with my strategy. I'm going to deny the bustling villages. Their deck is a lot worse without having a bunch of bustling villages in it to make it work. Their poachers are real bad now. We've got 3 of them. I guess I'll draw here. Is there any thought to playing 3 coppers and buying a silver to top deck the Witch Gold? No. I can top deck 2 coppers, but I don't really feel like I need to do that. I can just go ahead and buy a province. I feel pretty good about that. They do have another Haunted Woods. And so the Bustling Village pile is getting lower. We haven't touched on the duchies or estates yet. Yeah, turns where they find their Bustling Village, they're certainly going to be able to do stuff. And Bustling Village gives you the 3 actions, so it's 2 villages in 1. But we're also seeing that in a big turn where they're playing 11, 12 action cards, they're gaining only to 6 money. They did get a Haunted Woods in play, which is annoying. I don't really want to buy a Bustling Village here. Unfortunately, there aren't really any action cards that I want. Do I really want a Navigator? Seaway on Navigator? Does that seem worth it? I could just buy the Bustling Village and accept that I have 2 bad cards on top, but that seems like I'm sacrificing any chance of hitting Province next turn. And I don't know that they'll be able to reliably put Haunted Woods in play. If they are, I think I'm probably lost anyways. We'll put it on Poacher, I guess. Poacher's pretty bad with 2 empty piles, but I have enough junk in my deck that it's not the end of the world. Hope they don't find their Bustling Village right at the top. They have the Crossroads too. So, yeah, it looks like they're starting to kick off here. We'll see how much they can actually buy. Six. And they didn't get 100 Woods in play, which is good. Unfortunately, I don't have as much money as I did last turn. So I've got a 2 province lead, 2 curse deficit, which is the 10 points we have. I think it's going to be tough for them to get too many provinces, although Yeah, I mean, I think kind of where they draw their Bustling Village. They played their Bustling Village this turn, so they don't have one next turn. So it's going to be tough for them next turn. They've got 2 Witches, the Haunted Woods, and the rest of this deck. I guess they have the Crossroads as well. Bandit. It just feels really slow to me. So Witch either draws me 2, or I mull it and draw 3, which seems better. And I have 5 here. And I think, again, I'll keep my plan. I'll buy the rest of the Bustling Villages and then just go hard for green, try to slog it out. Oh, they have another Bustling Village on the top of the deck? Huh. I mistracked their deck. Every time they use Mule, though, their hand size is dropping pretty significantly. The Poachers as well. I guess in theory, if you're muling whatever the last card is here, it's not the biggest deal. Just cycling through to try to find a Haunted Wood so that you can get a turn off next turn. I believe this is the definition of spinning. It might be winning here. They just get a Haunted Woods in play. It kind of wrecks my next turn. And with 4, I'm not gonna buy anything. Oh, they trashed a silver. That's annoying. Oh, they put both Haunted Woods in play that turn. Yeah, unfortunately, the turn where I had 4. This turn I have 3, so it's not like. Yeah, the engine seems to be working here. The Haunted Woods worked out pretty well. I mean, winning the curse split 6-4, I think helps this a lot. If I'd gotten an extra curse in there, it certainly mucks up the works. And if I was tracking my deck, I'd know what these last 2 cards are, which I don't. I think there's a Poacher down there. Wow. So this is them like fully catching up with Double Province. And I'm in a lot of trouble. We don't have any Haunted Woods coming in. They've seen 2 Bustling Villages, 2 Crossroads. So, like, in theory, their next turn might not be particularly good. But if they could, like, have 1 good turn and 1 bad turn and alternate, that's still better than what I can do over those same 2 turns. It's interesting that they take 1 province and not just, like, Bustling Village, double Haunted Woods or something. That might have been a consideration. I'm going to mull this. Okay, I have 3. This is quite sad. So now I just start buying estates and hope that they dud a couple times in a row and that the game ends. Although they have a bunch of actions, so they can always mull these settlers. Maybe I'm underestimating mull on this board. I thought that like the hand size reduction would be too slow, or the dead draw that they got off the early Witches would be really annoying compared to drawing money. It certainly seems like they should be hitting hands with these moles that are 3 treasures and green cards, because they've got 9, 10, 11, 12 treasures, 4 curses, 3 estates. Like they should be in one of these mole hands hitting a 3 bad card hands. One would think, given the number of attempts here. But I'm close to resigning. This is not a super pleasant way to play. They very importantly should not trigger this shuffle. It is mostly junk. It's just, yeah, it's really, really surprising to me that they were able to hit that often. This is a nice hand. I can buy a province, and if they play a Woods, I can buy a province and top deck a Witch. Okay, they did put a Witch in play. And I could top deck a Copper, but that doesn't feel quite right. So The province pause lowering. If I can spike a province or two here, I have at least a little bit of a shot of winning, especially on turns where they don't get a Haunted Woods into play. But because I'm not running my own engine, like if I just have to take a turn off from provincing to have a bad Haunted Woods turn, I'll do that. Problem is they're pretty reliable now. That last turn I was really surprised. I've never gotten myself the mole deck to work. I always hit two coppers and a curse, and then my turn just ends, sadly. They seem to have found the formula here though, with the cantrips and so on. And now that their deck's taking off and they can have 2 or 3 Haunted Woods into play, well, they still got 1 in play. But here they can just go province. It's duchy, crossroads. They can take probably as many crossroads as they want with the mule stuff. Yeah. I guess I'm not playing this even. I'm just buying duchy, topping the witch curse, and hope to spike province next turn. Okay. If I find, there's not really a draw that gets me out of this. Like if I find a poacher and all my golds, they don't have any Haunted Woods coming into play, so I guess I'm just going to buy a single estate and see what happens. Again, their deck is got a lot of bad cards in it, but they've also got like 20 plus action cards. I'm just really surprised that the Poacher Silver Open into Double Witch is better than Silver Silver into Double Witch. That's the part I'm not really getting. The discard 1 only. Yeah, if I'd ever bought the other Bustling Village, if I'd ever had time for that, I could have done stuff. I still think that these moles are dangerous, that they could at any point hit a bad set of 3. They have not yet, and they're not playing these Bustling Villages as cantrips, which, well, you'd prefer to play it as its normal. You prefer to play it as its normal thing because it's worth more. They took 2 estates. Okay, draw. So this is sad. I have 8, but I can't actually province because I would lose. So I'll just take a duchy and top deck of gold. And I would not be surprised if they find province fairly quickly here to win. The settlers seem good in these larger deck sizes when they're drawing them later. Yeah. Okay, so second game goes to Folivora, and we move on to game 3, tied up.